Good morning, students. Welcome back to our English class. Today we are going to start our third lesson of our third unit. Okay. Now, coming to the topic, name. Name is very important for each and every person, right? Name is a thing or is something which is rarely used by oneself but frequently used by others. It's rarely used by ourselves and frequently used by others. So that is the speciality of name. In that case, the title of this lesson is very strange, isn't it? What is my name? It's a question. What's my name? So one will never forget their own name. In that situation, the title is little strange. Before getting into the topic, some questions we have to ask ourselves and keep in our mind to understand better this lesson. And that is, have you noticed how your father addresses your mother? Does he call your mother with name or some other terms like Ammudu, Buchi, like that? When last year I asked, very few parents are calling their, very few husbands are calling their wives with name, but some other terms are used. And what about your grandmother? How she is being addressed? Or your mother and grandmother, how the neighbors addresses her? So simply just observe before read or before going into this lesson. Okay, when you read the lesson, you should have an idea how does your father call your mother? How does your other neighbors call your mother? How is it being addressed? Okay, do they call by their name or some other terms are used? Now, this lesson is written by P. Satyavati. Satyavati is a English lecturer and she has brought this feminism into the Telugu culture in its peak. So, Satyavati is a feminist. So, in this lesson, you can see the importance of women in the society is degraded. How does she gain her identity? How does a woman gain her identity? By name, by marriage, by motherhood, by education, by profession, by anything else. See, if married, simply just take the name itself. After marriage, here we are going to meet a lady who was being called by her husband as Amudu. Now what about motherhood? After being a mother, the children call her by name or Amma. It's Amma. Again, taking about her neighbors. They will also have, we will see one by one what was her identity in her house. How was she being addressed by the people? Neighbors had the identity of their house, white storied house auntie. If children call her by Amma, children's friends call her by their daughters, their name. So she was never called by her name. So what happened in a gradual process? So when after many years, she forgot her name. She lost her identity. Okay, so let's begin the story once. A young woman before being a housewife. Now how she was, you have to understand. She was educated, cultured, intelligent, quick-witted and elegant. She was very active. She was having an identity too, right? If you can understand from that. She was educated, cultured, quick-witted. Quick-witted means able to give response very fast. Very fast means having some quick-witted, giving response very fast, quickly. And elegance, very beautiful in her doing things also. So she was very educated, cultured, intelligent, quick-witted and had a sense of humor and elegance. So that was the young woman. Now what happened? Falling for her beauty and intelligence, Because of her falling for her means attracted by her beauty and intelligence, a man married her. And the young man tied, here the term is used, tied the three sacred knots. You know, what is this? Tying the three sacred knots means marriage. You know, in your marriage, according to our custom, three knots are tied, and 7 times we, I think, we have a movement like that, right? So the custom, tying the three sacred knots means that knot. He had tied the 3 knots means he had married this woman and brought this housewife to his house. And the first day, look, Ammudu, this is your home. So did he call her by name? No. What did he call this lady? Ammudu. So what did he say? See, this is your home. This is your house. Take care of your house. So what happened? The next day onwards, she started. She tucked her sari. In the paragraph it is said on the spot. She tucked her sari and started swabbing the floor, cleaning everywhere and drawing the muggus. You know, mugglus are drawn before your house, right? So started decorating the house with these muggus, and swabbing and cleaning became her life. And while means the husband, when he saw the work of this housewife, he was quite happy and said, you are dexterous at swabbing the floor and even more dexterous in decorating the house with muggus. The mugglus, right? Mugglu designs. So this word or this sentence made her more happy, and she started this swabbing and this decorating the house with mugglus as her chief mission in her life. So she considered the chief purpose of her life was to clean the house and decorate it with mugglu designs. So what happened? She beautifully decorated, and her life went on with a sumptuous and ceaseless supply of swabbing clothes and muggu baskets. There was a large number of good things, or there was no stoppage for this type of things. There was cleaning clothes and the muggu baskets, a large number of muggu baskets, and her life went on. Her life went on, continued, years passed. One day, while when scrubbing the floor, cleaning the floor, she had a certain thought. What's my name? And she was not able to recollect her name. Recollect her name means she could not remember her name. She started scratching her head and she was lost in thoughts. And house across the road. So she came to window side, and when she looked outside, the house across the road, there was a house opposite of their house across the road, and that carried a name of a woman, and it was Mrs. M. Suhasini, MA PhD, Principal, ex-college. So that lady in the house, that is Suhasini, had a name. Okay, she had a name and it was there in the before the gate. But what was this lady's name? She forgot the name. She became She became very tensed about it. She started worrying about it because she had forgotten her name. So she understood in her scrubbing skill, in their energy, great enthusiasm in cleaning all this house, she forgot her name. She was quite disturbed. She was worried and she was restless. And somehow she finished her daubing. She finished her daubing for the day. And what did she do? She wanted to know her name. Suddenly, a maid servant came there. Her maid servant came. Hoping that this maid servant would remember the housewife's name, she asked, "Do you know my name?" Maid servant had only one answer. What is it, Amma? You are asking your name? I know, I just call you as mistress, the mistress of such a white storied house. I don't know. I am just calling you, or the maid servant, she just called her as the mistress of white storied house or white color painted house. Housewife was quite disturbed, disappointed. She thought the maid servant could help her. So during the maid servant could not help her, and in the afternoon her children came, and at least the children, they may know the name of the mother, right? So she very curiously, very anxiously, she asked her children, "Look, children, do you know my name?" She asked. They were also taken. They were shocked to hear Amma asking name and asked, "Amma, how is it possible? We are calling you Amma. Since we were born, we call you in this way." So, and they have never heard anybody addressing her name. Even father has not addressed her by name, or neighbors have not addressed her by name. Anybody also. So everyone, whatever, she has never been called by her name. So children also said, no way, they don't know. And even if somebody writes a letter, that letter comes in the name of their father. Okay. And even if it is for mother, it will be Mrs. Father's name, Satyanarayana Murthy. So mistress of Satyanarayana Murthy. So never in a letter, or somebody had never addressed her by name. So she had lost hope from the children. So next she thought she would ask about this name to her sisters. So sisters are also same. They are also immersed in the same, this swabbing, decorating the house with mugulus, or even if they meet in some kumkum ceremonies of some wedding reception and all, they'll be talking more about what. They'll be talking about new mugulu designs or cooking recipes or sarees. What would women talk about more? They would be very happy to talk about the dress, jewelry, or this same way mugu designs, cooking recipes, something that new. They will never discuss about their names, and sisters never address her by name. So she lost her hope there also. So this way, we'll continue the lesson next week. Just read the lesson up to page 103. Thank you.